funds if they keep to the deal and rebuild. Vice President J.D. Vance called it an important win for the region.
Iran is weakened, their nuclear program destroyed, their economy in desperate straits, and if they change their behavior, big things are going to happen for Iran and for the world. If they don't, no skin off our backs. Either way, we win.
GOP Senator Bill Cassidy from Louisiana called it the worst foreign policy blunder in decades. ABC's Selena Wang has more reaction.
There's actually bipartisan concern that this deal gives a lot of wins to Iran. In fact, this is not a final agreement even. This is a framework of a deal that gives 60 days to hammer out that final agreement. And when it comes to what Iran gets from this, the U.S. will lift that naval blockade, allow Iran to immediately resume selling oil, which is a big win for Iran because that lifts major economic pressure from Iran.
In Chicago, crowds gathered for the dedication ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center. Former President Barack Obama says as America marks its 250th anniversary, he hopes the center is a reminder of how precious democracy is and will renew American civic duty.
When we stop believing that voting matters, that citizenship matters, that our collective voices matter, that how we treat each other no longer matters, then we give away our power to decide our own futures.
Former Presidents Biden, Bush, and Clinton, along with former First Ladies, attended the ceremony. The center opens to the public tomorrow. In New York City, it was a parade for the ages. Fans celebrated the New York Knicks NBA championship win. New York officials estimate 2 million turned out for the ticker tape parade. You're listening to ABC News.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offer minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 224-215-2984 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 224-215-2984 for free information. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 224-215-2984 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 224-215-2984.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
403 Thursday, the 18th day of June. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Lisa Fielding. A beautiful weather day today. Partly sunny skies right now, 72 degrees. Look for a high today of 74. Next couple of days look nice as well. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 4:15. But first at 4, an historic celebration on the south side of Chicago. Former First Lady Michelle Obama returns to her childhood home to help formally open the museum and complex dedicated to her and her husband, former President Barack Obama. WBBM's political editor Jeff Buchholz reports on her praise for her husband and thanks to the city where she was born.
The Obama Presidential Center is a living testament to the power of choice, y'all.
Mrs. Obama's remarks began as a tribute to her husband, including what she called his finest qualities.
Your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your ferocious work ethic, an absolutely unshakable moral fiber.
She also said the center was intended to be a monument not to her and to her husband, but to Americans.
The historic example that millions of you gave the world about what this imperfect democracy has strived for and achieved, and an urgent call to go out there and do it again.
She also urged her fellow Southsiders to integrate the center into their lives for everything from pickup basketball games to clothing drives. Later, her husband said Michelle did him wrong.
She wouldn't let me see her speech. She knew she was going to mess me up, and she did it anyway.
Jeff Buchholz, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
Meantime, former First Lady Michelle Obama wasn't the only one celebrating the new Obama Presidential Center. Thousands of people attended a public watch party down the way in Midway Plaisance Park in the city where Barack Obama said he found his purpose. Here's what some attendees had to say about the grand opening and the party.
I feel a part of history here, and it is wonderful to be here in the presence here, it helps reinforce your purpose as an individual as to what we're supposed to be doing.
Chicago, Evanston, I don't know, really invested into President Obama and bring that back and that positive energy. It's home. It's where they should be.
And to see photos and videos from the event, check out our social media pages at WBBM News Radio. 4:06 now. A Cook County judge has ordered a man held behind bars in jail in connection with the death of a condo board president in Uptown.
38-year-old Jonathan Wilson is charged with murder after prosecutors say he violated a restraining order and returned to a building in the 4800 block of North Clark Street Monday night, where he shot the 63-year-old condo board president in the chest and back. The victim was pronounced dead at Illinois Masonic Medical Center and has not yet been publicly identified. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability says Wilson fled the scene before pointing a gun at responding CPD officers. 3 officers then shot him multiple times. Wilson remains in critical condition at St. Francis Hospital in Evanston and did not appear at his first court appearance. He faces murder, aggravated assault of a police officer, and weapons charges. His next court date is June 26. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
Chicago taxpayers would see some of their money go into the area around the future stadium for the Chicago Fire Soccer Club under a new plan from Mayor Johnson. He asked the City Council to approve spending of about $425 million in economic development money to improve roads and rail tracks around the future McDonald's Park off Roosevelt Road. The mayor says it's exactly the kind of investment the city should make to support private business.
If we're going to build the safest, most affordable big city in America, there's only one way to do that, and that's to invest in people. In this neighborhood that sat dormant through multiple administrations, I activated it.
The stadium will anchor the long-planned mixed-use development known as the 78. An unusual dog rescue this week on Chicago's lakefront. The call came in on Monday after a person at the beach reported a dog was trapped under large rocks on Rainbow Beach about 30 feet from shore. 2 Chicago animal care and control officers were able to free the dog. They took it in for a medical evaluation and said it needed additional treatment but was in good health. They were unable to find a microchip but hope to be able to find the animal's family soon. Charges filed against a woman accused of shooting at Chicago police during an April traffic stop in Brighton Park.
Alexia Castellanos is facing 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder after a Brighton Park traffic stop turned into a police chase and gunfire aimed at officers. Investigators say the 19-year-old was riding with 2 men when tactical officers tried to pull the car over. Instead, police say the suspect sped away, firing shots at officers and eventually crashing near 45th in California. All 3 suspects were arrested. Castellanos faces several other felonies, including aggravated discharge of a firearm. Mallory Gorberger, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It is 4:08 now. Traffic and weather together on the 8s, and here's Neil Fiorito.
Right, our trouble spot is on the tollways aboard the Bob Reagan eastbound traffic stop and go passing Route 59 in Naperville Road. A multi-vehicle crash getting cleaned up. 2 left lanes are blocked. We have a Gapers delay coming westbound, and this is why Metro wants to remind you to consider taking a train from here on out. You can pick up the BNSF line on Route 59 on the border of Aurora and Naperville. Route 53, the usual delays that you have because of ongoing construction through Palatine and Rolling Meadows. Delays along I-80 on either side, roughly between Larkin and Briggs. Further east on 8094, you have a lot of traffic on both sides. Looks like a lot of you are getting away for the Juneteenth holiday, which is tomorrow, and then you have a nice long weekend. Enjoy it. I-94 pretty backed up in Michigan City on either side. A lot more volume and long-term road work in your left lane. On the expressways, the Eden's coming in now about 45. Not too bad outbound. Headed the expressway in an hour 15, 1 hour out to O'Hare. Traffic is heavy on both sides of the O'Hare extension, which is I-190, heading to and from the O'Hare terminals. On the Eisenhower coming inbound, almost an hour and a half from I-90 into the Jane Byrne interchange. 42 minutes in from Manheim. Heading out to Manheim 52, an hour 20 to I-90. Stevenson outbound 35 to Cicero Avenue, the Midway Airport exit. 56 to the Tri-State, an hour 11 to 355, about an hour coming in. Southside, the Dan Ryan up to 42 out, about 30 minutes inbound. 57 out 18, 23 on the outbound Ford. Typical backups out to South of Lakeshore Drive. No lane blockage problems, thankfully. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 418. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
For the rest of today, clouds and sunshine, nice with a high around 70 to 74, low tonight of 57. The next couple of days look beautiful, sunny and pleasant tomorrow with a high of 78. 72 at O'Hare, 71 Midway, 73 in Wheeling, only 64 Lakefront stocks in green. The NASDAQ, the S&P 500 and up sharp gains. The NASDAQ finished the day up more than 500 points. It's 410.
Ready to treat your skin and your wallet? Save big on Olay Skincare at Walgreens. Right now, when you spend $45 on Olay Skincare, you'll get $15 in Walgreens cash rewards. Plus, check out the Walgreens app for additional savings. Glow your way all summer long. Offer valid June 14th through June 20th. Spend threshold excludes tax. Walgreens cash rewards limit applies. Restrictions apply. See app for details.
Logan Motors once again has been named one of the best Mercedes-Benz dealerships in the country. And I believe we're winning together because our team is outstanding. Like a finely tuned F1 engine, we prioritize our clients and one another, excel in every department, and take pride in our work. For 90 years, we've set the standard for luxury automotive sales and service in Chicago, and we're just getting started. We are Logan Motors, driven since 1936.
If you look at online reviews for most roofing companies, it isn't pretty. Problems like missed appointments, lack of follow-up, and sloppy workmanship are unfortunately common complaints. Hey, it's Eric. That's not the case when you hire Rogers Roofing. In fact, they make 3 promises to all of their customers. First, they'll respect your time by being on time for appointments, promptly following up, and doing what they say they'll do. Second, you get a perfect roof installed by their highly skilled roofing crews. And finally, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. No other roofing company can offer you a longer, more comprehensive warranty. Over-the-top customer service, a perfect installation, and a 50-year leak-free guarantee.
Plates, right?
It's easy to see why Rogers has so many 5-star reviews. And
the weather's bad, right?
Roofing company in town. Right now, get $500 off a new roof and no interest financing until 2031. Set up your free 21-point roof inspection, 872-224-4345, or online at rogersroofing.com.
It's 412. A new legal complaint alleges a now closed Southside foster care facility was aware of years of abuse but did nothing.
We're filing this multi-million-dollar lawsuit against not only authors but also against Alert Security Company and the state of Illinois.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump accuses the Department of Children and Family Services of ignoring thousands of complaints about serious abuse and neglect at Aunt Martha's. The claimant was 17 when she was repeatedly sexually assaulted by a security guard at the facility and is coming forward to make sure the abuse ends. Attorney Brooke Kloos.
Aunt Martha's obligations to Yadira and the other residents were not aspirational. They were obligations under the law.
Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Nice couple of days ahead. We'll have your 5-day forecast, including your Juneteenth and Father's Day forecast.
Stay on top of the news. Sign up for WBBM's daily newsletter. Up-to-date information delivered right to your inbox. Click on the Sign Up tab on WBBMNewsRadio.com and sign up today.
Hello?
Mr. Hoban?
Yes.
Hi, this is Amy from First American Bank. I got your message that you called, and I'm calling you right back.
Okay, I'll hold.
Oh, I'm not putting you on hold.
I'll just finish my tuna fish sandwich here and stay on hold until you get back to me.
No, Mr. Hoban.
Can you make it before the end of the day, though? I have a gentle yoga class at 7.
Mr. Hoban, are you new to First American Bank?
Yeah, I figured you gotta be better than the big bank I was at, but I'm ready to hold.
Mr. Hoban, I'm not putting you on hold.
What?
First American Bank is built on superb customer service. So besides offering the best loan deals in town, cash management service, and more, if we can't take your call right away, we call you back as soon as possible. First American Bank thinks of it as treating our customers like family. You treat your family with consideration and respect, right?
Can you put me on hold while I think about that?
Mr. Hoban.
First American Bank, the bank that does more for your money. Visit firstambank.com or call us at 847-952-3700. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Bank Clinics.
All right, are we ready to go? It's 4:14 p.m. It's SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're live here in Streeterville. We got to drop off this National Geographic magazine to Dwayne. That's what we'll do first, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. And this is some radio call. I don't know if you remembered, yesterday we were watching the Randolph Street EMS, and I said there was a lot of ambulances and police cars south of me. Well, what that was is 1300 South, is it Wabash or State? I have to double check it. Well, on the south end of the park, because we're on the north end of the park, on the south end of Grant Park, there was a murder, there was a stabbing, shooting, and murder and arson inside of one of those apartments right there. That's why all those sirens were going. I don't know if you remember. I said, yeah, there's a lot of sirens going on. Something's going on the other side. I said that. I stayed and watched the one crime scene, but it ended up there was somebody murdered in one of the buildings over there. During the day, it happened in the afternoon. The fire happened. They tried to burn the evidence inside of a high-rise building. That's what happened yesterday. Yep. I mean, I'm not laughing at the victim. I'm like, that's how bold these criminals are now. I don't even know how to even respond to something like that. That's bizarre. You stab somebody, shoot them inside of a building, then you try to burn the apartment or the evidence somehow. I don't even know how that works inside of a high-rise. But that's what happened yesterday. I don't know if any of the news agencies covered that for you guys, because I know we were at the Hubbard's Cave thing there, so that might have eclipsed the news. But that's what happened yesterday, and it happened in the South Loop. That didn't happen on the west side. It didn't happen in Inglewood, right? It didn't happen in any place there. It happened in supposedly an expensive area or up and coming area. People tell me that's a lot of Section 8 over there in those high rises, that they couldn't fill those, and I don't know what that has to do. It doesn't equate that with crime. But every time I report on that area, because I always ask about the South Loop, why is it so bad with the drugs there? And people say, well, yeah, there's a lot of Section 8 in there, and that don't mean people who are on Section 8 are criminal, but they say it's not what you think, John. You think that there's a lot of, I don't know, some kind of whatever it is, but it's not. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? What does Section 8 have to do with it? Well, a lot of people equate Section 8 with crime. I don't. It is what it is, but that's what I always get. People have told me that in the past, so it's like, well, I didn't know that. So, and maybe I'll look into that one day, right? Why is that? Why is there crime? Why is there more crime in places where people have less money, right? Why does that happen, and why do we talk like that, right? Why does that make a difference? And I don't even understand that, right? You would figure there'd be more crime where more people had money, not less people, right? I'm just a logical thinker. I would think there'd be more crime where there's people had more money, not less money. I got your, my wife found one for you. My wife found one magazine for you. Remember you asked for one? Dwayne, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna
like extra carrying case, bag.
What do you need? A backpack?
Yeah.
You want a backpack, or you want a? I don't think I have one with wheels.
No, yeah, backpack.
All right, I'll look for one. I might have one
Thanks,
for you.
Man.
I'll see you. I'm here every day. All right.
Okay.
So you need a backpack? I'll get you one. All right.
Blanket too.
A blanket and a backpack. All right, I might have one. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, Dwayne. All right, enjoy. All right. Appreciate you, my brother. We can't get through there, so we'll go back. We'll back up this way. He lives right there. That's his spot. He's a Vietnam vet. He asked for a National Geographic. That's what he asked for. So we gotta get him a backpack now. I'm sure I got an extra one at home. And he said a blanket, right? You know, because out here, they get dirty quick and they don't have laundromats, so you just get rid of this stuff. Or it gets stolen like the other day. We seen that guy stealing somebody's backpack. Remember that the other day? answer some radio calls. Let's see what's going on. I'll put on the radio here.
Adamant boy. The number for Black Blue Line. 09030.
We'll go back to 4 o'clock, man. So that's what happens. And I didn't catch that one. You're not going to get into the building anyways, the videotape in here. So. But there you go. Look up that case. Stab, shot, and arson fire, South Loop.
83 boy. 83 boy. Damn, can I get an event number for 79th and red line, please? 08739. So much. You're welcome.
Engine 17 citywide criminal property in progress 3142 on Lawrence. Caller says homeless male is banging on the windows and breaking them while walking. Nothing further, zone clear.
What's up, Isidore?
83 Frank. 83 Frank. 383 Frank. Red line check, please, by Roosevelt. 08769. 5404 Charlie on Citywide 1. 5404 Charlie. Okay, show me executing a search warrant at 103rd and 30. Search warrant number is 26FW07143. 10-4. Your event is 08774, 08774 at 1600 hours on the 18th of June. 4758. 4758. Citywide K-9. 10-4, good evening. 383. You cut yourself out, I don't know who you are. 383 door. 83 door. Jackson and that line. 08783. 87 boy. 87 boy. Yes, well, I have a number for a bus ride. We're on Michigan. We're going to be heading southbound from Washington. 08799.
There's a guy standing in front of that 7-Eleven over there.
655.
Healthy guy. He doesn't look homeless. You want me to show you? Let me show you.
Yeah, 10-4.
You watch this. I'll show you.
To get a G9 to Logan Square for his money Smith. More than 500.
You gotta watch on your right-hand side. I'll move the camera like that. And you're gonna see this, right? You tell me if this guy is homeless.
Okay, and you said Logan Square, right?
Tell me if this guy is homeless here, right? This is in front of the 7-Eleven here. Tell me if he's homeless. Right? Again, it's like Section 8. It don't mean anything. Why do people do certain things, right? Why is there crime in poor neighborhoods? Why is there a guy that don't look like he's homeless have a milk crate in front of a 7-Eleven, right? Just look at it. Just use your eyes, right? And then decide on your own. Right, take a look at this, right? See that guy right there? Does he look homeless to you? Look at his shoes. His shoes are brand new. You see that there? He has brand new shoes. See that? See that guy there? He has brand new shoes. They're not even dirty on the bottom. That guy. Is he homeless? Does he look homeless to you? You seen Dwayne. You just seen Dwayne. He's homeless. The Vietnam veteran. You see the difference there? See Dwayne? He's a little skinny. There's a drug addict right there. A white drug addict. You see the difference? Dwayne is homeless. You help him, he said, here you go, thank you. He says, you got money? I said, I don't carry money on me. What do you need? He goes, get me a backpack and a blanket. What's this guy doing? He's in front of a store asking for money. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? We were talking about this yesterday. Why is that guy allowed to sit on a milk crate in front of a business? Why is he allowed to do that, right? He ain't, what is he doing, right? Why aren't the police looking into that, right? What's the purpose of why is he there? Everybody sees he wasn't homeless. Any guy is a drug dealer or a drug user. He might be a user that's dealing or a user that's running for the drug dealers, right? Making some connections there. I don't know what he's doing. Weird, right? You just seen that. I had to do that today because Dwayne's seen us today, and then you seen the migrants underneath the scaffolding, right?
Alright, 10-4. It's 16 and citywide. We're getting a panic alarm 5401 North Elston, something like Illinois Secretary of State building. Zone 536, special service panic number 2. No further information. Zone clear. 388 boy. 88 boy. Urban Park.
Elston, the Secretary of State's having problems.
08922.
Panic alarm at the Secretary of State on Elston.
Adam.
7387 Adam.
I have any Master corridor mission 79th and State.
08930.
7394 boy.
94 boy.
Let me get a red line check in Garfield.
08936.
Wait, Charlie.
733 Charlie. 3960. It's gonna be 08957. 08957.
I got into the wrong lane, Ms. Edor.
Ida.
Fort Chicago red line, please.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get over here. We'll see.
08974.
No, guess what? We'll keep going straight. How about
Units in 18 citywide, assault in progress, 828 North State Street at CBD. Caller states a male white about 5'5", wearing all blue clothing, threatening employees. No weapon seen, no further. Zone 4 clear.
You know, assault in progress, right?
Is there no way you can send a paper card or no? I'll let the zone know. 7383 Frank, you got it.
Assault in progress. 828 North State Street, CBD.
Got the ambulance 41 en route.
7380 Adam and Boy.
Adam and Boy.
The number for class blue
09030.
83 boy.
7383 boy.
3 boy. And can I have a event number for 79 the red line, please?
10-4. It is 09035.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
7383 Eddie.
7383 Eddie.
He says red line,
09050.
7387 boy.
7387 boy.
Boss, we have a number for bus ride. We're on Michigan. We're going to be heading southbound from Jackson.
09064.
7363.
7363.
For pickup.
09067. 83 Henry.
The line number, please.
09070.
383 Adam.
83 Adam.
Number for the red line at 95th Street.
09071.
383 George.
George.
The number for Jackson red line.
09087. 389 Adam from Boy.
89 Adam and Boy.
That number for Cicero Blue Line platform.
09096.
353.
7353.
I get a quality of light information at Howard Red Line.
09111. You're welcome.
73835.
83 Frank.
So see the end before you run on Steam. And the address is gonna be 1115 South State.
1115 South State. 10 you got 121 on the way.
Red line.
Okay, my corrections, 1155, 1155, I'm sorry.
1155 South State, 10
Ambulance 41, 1155 South State Street.
For E3 Frank, can I have my event number, please?
83.
That's the red line over there.
Frank, yeah, it's 08988.
Let's go check that out, eh? We're up to date on our radio calls, and plus there's something happening here on State Street North. That's somewhere right here. Oh man, jammed in, right? Everybody wants to go somewhere, and then we're not going nowhere. There you go. All tinted out. That guy's got a tinted out car and no license plates. Everybody wants to go somewhere, we're not going nowhere, right, brother? You got those headphones on. There you go. That's a direct walkway there, right? Rusty. We'll have to do a video on that one day, right? I was going to check on that address for you guys. Well, we're up to date on our radio calls.
Frequency mode. 733 Ida.
Red line at 55.
What are those guys doing? Some drugs over there? What do you guys think?
There's 2 units coming in. 733 Ida, I heard you coming in, I think.
Chicago Red, please.
Chicago Red 10-4. It is 09173, 09173. And then was it 83 David coming in?
Square 83 David. Red line at 55.
Okay, yours is 09177, 09177.
Oh, 4:30, sorry. Got the news. My fault.
After the president signed an agreement with Iran, U.S. gas prices are just below an average of $4 a gallon nationwide. It comes after a gallon of gas has hovered around $4 a gallon since March. In Chicago, we saw them more than $5, but fluctuations remain across the country. We're going to have the lowest gas prices today in just a few minutes. Well, today the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a long-standing federal gun ban for people who use a controlled substance illegally is unconstitutional. The case stems from a plaintiff who owned a gun in Texas and admitted to using marijuana several times a week. The ruling, which was unanimous, is seen as a blow to the Trump administration.
The decision does set new limits on how the federal government can go after gun owners simply for having a history of drug use, and it was especially welcomed by millions of American cannabis users who have had to disarm or risk up to 15 years behind bars.
Look at that, they're smashing the windows.
The plaintiff wasn't charged with any other crimes or accused of using a weapon while under the influence of drugs. Well, millions cheer on the new NBA champs, the Knicks, at a historic New York City ticker tape parade this morning. Fan Matt Schmertz says he's been following the team for years, and it's great to celebrate their win at the parade.
It doesn't feel real at all. It's like a dream, but it's amazing. Seeing all the players and seeing them in person and then seeing everybody together.
During the celebration, Mayor Zoran Mondani presented keys to the city to the Knicks players, coaches, owners, and staff. Wearing a team jersey under his suit jacket, Mondani said in part that he and other fans waited because they knew deep down that the Knicks would someday win. Cub fans know that feeling. Coming up in a minute, we're going to give you some low gas prices again, traffic and weather. Next.
Choose Pella for premium quality window and door replacement to help enhance.
So now to play the local news unless we missed it already.
50% off. Visit Pella.com.
Seen that smashed in window there, right?
Pella.com/radio. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be
going
scared,
to
and they try to
ambulance,
frighten you
right?
into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are.
I'm just posting an article from the Reader. In fact, that's our model of news coverage is the Reader style, right? So how we do long format and stuff like that. We adjust our style to social media, but our ideas, the way we want to cover news is like the Reader, the Chicago Reader in the old days. If you remember it, right? We'd like to get the other things they had, the classifieds, the music scene, the food scene, but we don't. I don't have. It's just me and my wife and a few others that help out once in a while. So we don't have enough staff to do that. But that's what SubX.News is modeled after. The Reader, but in digital form, right? And in real time. And I just posted an article, which is pretty good. It's another good article. And you might agree with it, you might not. The Reader is alternative lifestyles and stuff. It's always the subculture, right? But it's clear. It says that there was some development, I don't know where it was, in some fancy neighborhood or some place. And it was a tent city. And it mostly had black, gay, and queer people. Right? And you know what happened? It was cleared out for the developers. But it was there for years. But until the developer came, it wasn't cleared out, right? And then when the developer said, hey, I need this land, or this here, you need to get rid of those people, then the city did it. Kind of wild. They just posted it. Ahead of a planned construction project, the city closed the Logan Square homeless encampment. That was a haven for queer black residents. You know where it's at, right? I know this area because they tore down where kids used to hang out, graffiti. I don't know if I showed this to you about 2-3 years ago. There's a spot in Logan Square where all the kids used to hang out, and it reminds me of a place in East LA. Kind of like an encampment. Had all walls, used to be an industrial place, and they did graffiti in there, hang out at night, right? Kids did. Developer came in, bulldozed it. They made an agreement they'll put some graffiti around the wall or some artwork, right? Whatever. Then they moved that in, that where the kids hung out. That was one thing, and then they had some encampments in there, so they moved those guys closer to the statue there in Logan Square. You know that statue in the middle there, right by the blue line? You know where everybody hangs out. Well, the right across from the coffee shop there. Do you remember those tents over there? Those are the ones they just removed. Yes, and you can say, look, that's good. Yes. What does John always talk about? Yeah, we shouldn't have tents on public streets. We shouldn't have vagrancy. We shouldn't this. Yeah, John, that's what you always talk about. Why would you be against them removing it? I'm for helping people out. That's what I'm for. I'm not for fascism and weird stuff, right? And this is why I say this. Why wasn't the tent city cleared out long before the developer came around? Right? Why did you wait until then? Well, you know what? We'll probably drive there and we'll talk about it. But you kind of get it? So, as long as what? It's regular people. They leave the drugs, they leave the vagrancy, they leave the killers, they leave the criminals. I'm telling you, I've talked to a few guys in these encampments. They say there's some really bad hombres in those places, like really bad. You seen somebody getting ripped off the other day. His backpack was dumped out on the sidewalk. You seen it the other day. What was it, Monday maybe? Maybe Tuesday it was. Remember the guy was on the divvy? The migrant? The migrant was on the divvy. It was a migrant thief. He stole somebody's backpack, dumped it out, and sold it to the guy that was a drug dealer in front of the McDonald's. You know, I have all these sub-stories inside of my videos. Like yesterday, I talked to Dwayne. Then I showed you guys later on, and it's not in today's article because there's so much put in there. We were watching the tent city with the migrants. The migrants are the runners in the city. The migrants are the runners. They run the drugs to a lot of the homeless encampments. They're in the homeless encampments. Not all of them, some of them. So what I'm saying here about this homeless encampment in Logan Square, which we'll probably go take a look at. Why did the city allow it so long? And then when the developer said get rid of it, they got rid of it. What's the most famous case we have that we've been covering? The Bloomer Chocolate Factory, Sweet Dreams, Chocolate Dreams. We were covering that for 2.5 years. We were ready to do a documentary. I had everybody lined up. I had a documentary ready to be filmed. That's when the migrants sent a guy over there with a gun. He said, I'm going to shoot you. And why did they let that Bloomer... There you go. There's a white dude. White drug addict. See him right there? White drug addict. So why did they let the Bloomer Chocolate Factory go on so many years and then all of a sudden clean it up? Because of Bally's. But here's the point. If you can clean it up for Bally's, if you can clean it up for a developer, here, I'll show you. This is the article. Look it up. I just put it up there. You guys might read it. I just got this article. It's fresh. It's a brand new article. I didn't even read it. I'm just telling you what I think it says from the title. See that there? I don't know. Oh, man. There you go. I just put it up there 1 minute ago. I'm talking about something I just posted a minute ago. I didn't even have a chance to read it. I can't read and drive, right? It's a white drug addict right there. I can't read and drive, right? I can't do that. That's very difficult. There you go, the TAC team, right? The CT team. One person said, oh, they're a CT. There you go. See, they were out here, right? See that there? There's an ambulance. Ambulance 41, right? That's the call we just got. It's right here. I know where it's at. I hear the address. I know where it's at, right? So the idea has to be is why did the city allow this Logan Square encampment to be there multiple years, and then all of a sudden when the developer says I want to clean out, they clean it out. So it shows you one thing, like the Bloomer Chocolate Factory. And there's signs at the Bloomer Chocolate Factory. Remember I showed you those signs where it says this is an encampment? So the city actually said it's okay to have an encampment there. This is what I want to get to. So the city knows these places are there, but it does nothing until someone says I want to build something there and I want to make money. So it seems it's clear that the city purposely doesn't clean out tent camps. Same thing with what's over here, what's in front of us, the DNC tent camp, right? That was there for 10 years, that one. There's another one I'll show you that was down by Chicago Fire Development, down on Ashland. Why does the city allow these encampments? And then all of a sudden when somebody says, well, I want to build something here, I want to do this, and then they all of a sudden clean it out. And this is what I said before about that. So the city has two things, the resources and the ability to clean out the section. So they lied to you. You know how many times people have told me they called, and I think I might have called, did I call? No, I never called on an encampment. I never called on an encampment. I don't do that. Oh, there was one up north where a propane tank exploded, and there's a video of the propane. Look at this, all closed stores, right? It's wiped out here. This is where we just had the ambulance, right? We're gonna go back up through downtown. And there was a propane tank that exploded, and the lady was on the phone multiple times with the 911. She says, there's a propane tank here. They're dangerous. They're doing drugs. You need to clean them out. And then sure enough, the propane tank exploded and hurt a bunch of people. And a tank camp on the north side somewhere. Wilson, maybe, somewhere in that area. And you can hear on the phone, the dispatcher says, there's nothing we can do about it. I have recordings like that. Let me close the window. There's another, they just smashed that window there, right? And I have recordings of those, right? Where I have my own, dispatch calls and they say, we can't do nothing about it. We can't do nothing about it. But yet, how did the city just clean out this one? How did the city clean out the Logan Square one? Because someone said clean it out and they're a developer? Why did they clean out the Bloomer's chocolate factory? Do you see how they lie to us? They lie on a daily basis. They're using these criminals. They're using the drug addicts. They're using the migrants. They're using whatever other stuff they got. I won't swear. They're using the criminal stuff against us to keep us scared, to keep us fearful, and to keep us in order. I had a story from today. I went to the courtroom. You know, I have a court case coming up, and I tried to give them paperwork. The first thing they said, you need a lawyer. I said, no, I don't need a lawyer. Yeah, you need a lawyer. I said, I don't need a lawyer. Not in America. I can be by myself. What do you want to do? Well, I want to hand in this paperwork to the court. You can't do that. I said, you need a lawyer. I said, no, I want to go into the courtroom where the clerk is, give them the paper, they're going to stamp it, and I'm going to walk out. That's all I'm going to do. Ma'am. That's the sheriff. Finally, he lets me in the courtroom. There's two people up there. The clerks are up there. I said, yeah, I want to file this paperwork with the court. They call another sheriff on me and they remove me from the courtroom. There's nobody in there. It was 2:20 this afternoon. I was on Flournoy over there. So they removed me from the courtroom, and then they said, I don't know what happened. Then two guys came out. They were prosecutors, and they said, what do you need? And I said, well, I want to file this paperwork into my case. And they said, what is it? And I showed it to them. They said, well, we're prosecutors. We shouldn't talk to you because you're a defendant. And I said, yeah, I know that. All I want to do is file this paperwork. Why can't I file it? Do I have to go to the Daily Center to file this? They said, you might have to. They won't do it here. I said, but this is a clerk. I said, there's a clerk in there, right? And they said, yes. They said there's a clerk inside the court. Every courtroom has a clerk. That's the person right next to the judge. I said, this is the courtroom, and I just want to file this here. Give them a piece of paper. Well, we can't talk to you because you're a defendant. We're prosecutors. We're not doing that. So they got the sheriff that kicked me out of the courtroom, went and got the public defender. And the defender came up, said, how can I help you? I said, I want to give this paperwork into the courtroom and stamp it. Well, I don't know, I forget what she said. It says, well, you got a court date coming up. Don't worry about it. And this and this and this will happen, right? And I said, well, I just want to give this paper to the court. Well, they won't let you do that and do that Monday. I said, but I want to do it today. And then she didn't answer my question anymore. So then I left. The whole exchange happened between about 2:15 to about 2:40 till I left. As I'm leaving, the original sheriff, he was a male Hispanic, and the other sheriff, she was a female white. They were sitting on a bench there laughing at me. They were laughing as I left the courtroom, or the courthouse. There's a small courtroom, I think two rooms over there. They were laughing at me, and I said, you know what, you violated my rights. And you know why they violated my rights? First of all, the guy says I need a lawyer, which that's a lie in our country. Secondly, you removed me from the courtroom where I wanted to hand in the paper. I wasn't loud. I wasn't being forceful. I wasn't being anything. I wasn't even being assertive. All I said was, I want to file this paperwork. And they removed me, right? So that's what the system we're on, and that's why they use these criminals. That's why they use these tent cities. That's why they use fentanyl. It's all to keep us in line, all to keep us scared. And I've been saying this, dude. This is the second part of that story there. All those people that did that to me, there was no one working there. It was 2:15. There was no one in the building except them. They weren't doing any work. Got that? It was 2:15, and they said, oh, it's closed. I said, what do you mean it's closed? You're till 5 o'clock. The courtroom's open from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever it is. What are you talking about? It's closed. The court's open. What are you talking about? It's a courtroom. You can go in a courtroom and file a piece of paper if you want. So they can give me jibber jabber. This is what I keep saying. Those are the people that are going to vote for Brandon Johnson. Why? Because they're not doing any work. Has anyone examined how many criminal cases we have anymore in Cook County, and how many employees and judges and staffs and lawyers and defenders and prosecutors and social workers are still on staff? Has anybody done that number? Someone should do that study. Since COVID, how many cases have we had that are in person? And how many staff have been laid off? In the private sector, how many businesses have been closed? What's every time that I talk about downtown? What's the first thing people say? Oh, those buildings are empty, dumbbell. I said, what do you mean, dumbbell? Oh, but there's no more work there. It's all COVID, remote. I said, well, COVID's not around. It's 2026 now. But it's all COVID. It's all COVID. That's the first thing people say. All right, COVID. So if COVID happened and all these buildings are closed and we don't go in person or whatever we do now, the fake stuff, right? Did we lay off all those judges, all those sheriffs, all those prosecutors, all those public defenders, all those social... Did we lay all those people off? If we're not going to court anymore, and then we had the Safety Act, which doesn't even put people to jail anymore, right? Are we still at the same levels? Do you kind of get what I'm saying? It's like the school system now. We're paying $10 billion a year for a school system that has 100,000 students less. When I started in the system in 2004, we had 400,000 students in CPS. Now they have 300,000. So in what? 20 years they lost 100,000 students, but their budget doubled. At that time, their budget was around 5 to 6 billion, I remember. Now it's 10 billion. So think about this. They lost 100,000 students, but their budget doubled. So the same thing with this Cook County court system and the criminal system in Chicago. Has the budget increased? Has staffing increased or stayed level? And how much court cases have we had? And if, like with the school system, the budget increased, but the enrollment declined, why didn't we cut staff? That don't even make a sense, does it? Like this. And don't you see the downtown? Look. It's all empty. These blocks are all empty. I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly here. It's all empty here. Come on, man. It's empty here. It's empty. I just did a circle. It's 4:51. It's empty here. You got that guy doing whatever he's doing, walking in circles right there. Looking for, he's a predator, that guy. He's looking for victims, man. You want to see one more time? One more circle? Look. This whole block is empty here, right? They got some voting center. I don't know what the voting center does. There you go. I don't know. It's closed. The voting center's closed. It's not even 5 o'clock. So when is it open? I don't even know. It's not even open. You got abandoned buildings here. Look at that. I don't know what to say. So the point I'm trying to make here is, if you think Brandon Johnson's gonna lose, you got another thing coming. He ain't losing that easy. Now, does he drop out and let Mendoza or Julius have it? Because that's what the higher up said? Because you know the Democratic Party, the machine runs the city. The CTU ain't nothing. And the CTU only is foot soldiers to the machine. The CTU is, it just switched to people who control it. It didn't switch to actual mechanism. And that's the fallacy of the Chicago Teachers Union. They say they're the progressives. They say they're the new people. They say they're for change. What do you see? You don't see no trauma care, right? You don't see no treatment care. You don't see anything here, right? You see more hospitals closing. You don't see more social workers. What do you see on the streets? What do you see on the streets? More police. Doesn't he say he believes in treatment, not trauma? Then why do you see all these police officers everywhere? And then what you see is you see police officers not arresting people. So it's kind of weird. Do you kind of get where I'm going with this? So the point I'm trying to make here is, it's only the power of what? Picking someone. The machine never changed. The machine is still there. In fact, the Chicago Teachers Union is embedded with Mike Madigan, right? Mike Madigan got a lot of money from us. And then there's actually court documents that have been sealed by the prosecutor, which is kind of a strange thing. Usually documents that, well, no, or that's the Barbara Bird Bennett case. I don't remember. But there's documents involving Mike Madigan and the Chicago Teachers Union that have been sealed, where they were making deals, where they were giving each other money and helping each other. Yeah, the Chicago Teachers Union and Mike Madigan. It's in the Aliana Hampton case. She's the one that had the sexual abuse case against the staffer from Mike Madigan. So this is the point I'm trying to say here, with this whole story I've been talking about. Those people in the courthouse, they're not working. Who do you think they're going to vote for? Someone who comes in and says, I'm going to clean up the government and I'm going to clean up waste? Or are they going to vote for somebody who says, well, I'm going to not fire you guys, and if you elect that person, if you elect somebody else, they're going to fire you because they're going to say, well, they're cleaning up the city or the county or the water reclamation district that lets our city flood every time, right? Do you understand what I'm saying here? Brandon Johnson's set to win the next election. He is. He is, because there's so many people now in our city, in our county, in our region that aren't working. They don't have to work. Again, the Chicago School Board gave the teachers union $1 billion contract. That contract they just negotiated is $1 billion worth of upgrades. The school system is at $10 billion per year. That's $1 billion a month. And they have 100,000 less students. Cops. Cops can't arrest people. Cops can't chase people. You get where I'm going with this? So if you're making money and you're in it for the job and you're in it to support your family, a cop, which some do, right? And I don't agree with that. Then are you going to vote for somebody that says, I'm going to clean up the system? I'm gonna let you guys chase people and arrest people, and you're going to have to go after the drug addicts and the criminals? No, you're not. You're not. You're not. Now, there's some people that want to do it. There's some people who want to fight crime and do right by the people. But there's some that don't. And those some that don't are going to outweigh the some that do. Is why they're gonna say you can have it easy, right? That's the point I'm trying to make here, and that's what I learned today in the courtroom. That's that. What I just told you today just happened to me today I went into the courtroom at 2:15 today. That's what happened to me today. They didn't allow me to give my document to the clerk, and the clerk was sitting right in front of me. She was right there. She was no more than the clerk was as close as that truck right there. I was in the courtroom. She was that close. She got the sheriff and removed me from the room. I'm like, isn't the court open? I said, you can't be in there. I said, huh? I didn't even figure that out. Like, what do you mean? It's a courtroom. You can, if a courtroom is a courtroom, you can go do stuff. I mean, you can't hang out. You can't do whatever you want in there. But if you have court business, then you can do your business in there with the clerk, right? And they did. That's what happened. And the person just kept doing whatever they were doing. It was funny, after I was leaving, I told you they were laughing at me. You can see all the people leaving the building, right? And it's only like, it wasn't even 2:45 yet. That's what we're paying for. That's why our taxes keep going up. Why? This is why our taxes keep going up. Because there's less money to get. There's less businesses. There's less commerce. So when you have less business and less commerce, there's two things. Business is what creates money. Commerce is when you sell that things that are created. So businesses do two things when they generate money. Plus then they hire people as employees, but that's separate. That's a part of business. So remember, there's two pieces of making money. There's businesses that do what? They create money, whether they're financial businesses, whether they're factories, an industry, whatever they do to make money. They create money somehow, right? Then there's commerce. Commerce is the guys that sell that stuff that the businesses make, right? Whether it's beef for a restaurant, Chicago theater, somebody makes a movie, you go see the movie there. There's a Joffrey Ballet. See that there? Joffrey Ballet is there. You pay the business to teach you how to dance. You go to a restaurant, get yourself a steak. You go to Walgreens, get yourself a prescription, right? The one person makes the things, and then the commerce is selling it, right? So there's two parts of making money. So you make money twice. When you have industry, you make it that way, right? Because the manufacturer don't want to get into commerce. That's too much of a headache, right? Dealing with customers. He makes something and sells it to somebody that then does their thing, right? So the idea that I'm talking about is the reason we have increased taxes, we don't have either one of those happening in Chicago anymore. Zero. None. It's barely going. They talk about Hello Kitty stores and a sushi shop here and there, but that don't create no money. That's not doing anything. So let's listen to 5 o'clock news. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that.
But also allows Iran to sell oil on the free market and get access to unfrozen funds if they keep to the deal and rebuild. ABC's Britt Clinton has reaction.
Now, it also empowers them politically in many ways. They've been able to survive this entire war when there were proclamations at the beginning that regime change was going to happen, that it was viable, and they've proved that that hasn't happened, even though they may have Navy impairments and have been able to have some wins on that front in terms of the U.S.
At the White House, President Trump awarded the Medal of Honor to 2 Vietnam War veterans and 1 service member who fought in Afghanistan. The recipients are recognized for their gallantry and going above and beyond the call of duty.
As we approach the 250th anniversary of our founding, we remember that we owe everything to heroes like those we celebrate today. Men who went willingly to the darkest and most dangerous corners on earth to defeat evil so we could live free.
In Chicago, former President Obama officially opening the Obama Presidential Center, surrounded by family, friends, and former Presidents Bush, Clinton, and Biden. Obama says the open space and Presidential Museum marks history and hits home for him, where he met his wife, Michelle, and launched his career in politics.
It's an expression of thanks, an acknowledgement that so much of what I hold most dear, I owe to the people of this city and the people of these surrounding neighborhoods.
The center opens to the public tomorrow. The Department of Education announcing it will temporarily drop rates on federal student loans beginning July 1st through the end of June of next year. For millions of borrowers enrolled in automatic payments, rates could go down by as much as a full percentage point. You're listening to ABC News.
Hello?
Mr. Hoban?
Yes.
Hi, this is Amy from First American Bank. I got your message that you called, and I'm calling you right back.
Okay, I'll hold.
Oh, I'm not putting you on hold.
I'll just finish my tuna fish sandwich here and stay on hold until you get back to me.
No, Mr. Hoban.
Can you make it before the end of the day, though? I have a gentle yoga class at 7.
Mr. Hoban, are you new to First American Bank?
Yeah, I figured you gotta be better than the big bank. I wasn't as bad, but I'm ready to hold.
Mr. Hoban,
Like the presidential library. You can like it or not. You can like how it looks or not. I'm going to have to go check it out and go inside. He basically, this is basically the idea of why it looks a certain way. It's a monument. It's not only a building, but it's a monument. So it's form and function. It's, right, that's, what's his name? Frank Lloyd Wright. Form and function, right? That's famous architecture, right? We'll go on Lake Street now and see what these guys are
Equal
doing.
housing lender. Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
5:03. It is Thursday, the 18th day of June. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lisa Fielding. We have a beautiful day today. 72 degrees, partly sunny skies. That's going to be the case for the next couple of days. Could get some rain on Father's Day. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast come up at 5:15. But first at 5, a big day in Chicago as former President Barack Obama was here to dedicate his museum. He says his legacy as the nation's first black president could be in no other place than the south side of Chicago. His remarks at the ceremony formally opened the Obama Presidential Center, also included a pointed critique of the current administration in Washington. Details from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
Special guest Stevie Wonder might as well have been singing about the center itself. Finally signed, sealed, and delivered after years of construction and curation in the city where Barack and Michelle Obama began their path to the White House.
I found my purpose here, and I fortified my faith here. And I found a girl from the South Side who has been my greatest blessing.
Mr. Obama said the center wasn't intended to be a mausoleum. He says he's too young for that, but to inspire new leaders and lift up what he called the values of American democracy.
A belief in checks and balances in our government and an accountability that comes with an independent judiciary and a robust free press. A belief that the military and law enforcement owe allegiance not to any president or political party, but to the people and our Constitution.
Tickets for the museum are sold out until November. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
Meantime, thousands gathered for a massive public watch party down the road on Midway Plaisance to celebrate the new Obama Presidential Center. It's more than just a museum. The campus houses an athletic facility, a brand new branch of the library, a vegetable garden, and a playground. Sandy Romans from Oak Park says she's been looking forward to the center opening for a long time.
We have to make our own positive energy these days. And this is like a feast of positive energy.
To see photos and video from the event, check out our social media pages at WBBM News Radio. We'll also continue the Obama Presidential Center coverage tomorrow when the museum officially opens.
Frequency mode.
It's 5:05 now. A missing 7-year-old boy has died after he was found in a northwest suburban retention pond. Lincoln Hills police say the child was reported missing around 6 p.m. yesterday by the family. The child was found unresponsive in a nearby pond. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. Foul play is not suspected. A Thornton man has been arrested and charged with the murder of a former co-worker.
31-year-old Devon Johnson, a former employee at the Nippon Paint facility, is charged with first-degree murder. He's alleged to have showed up at the business across the street from the police station on the afternoon of June 4th and shot and killed 48-year-old Andrew Coleman in front of other employees. Police responded to a report of shots fired. They said the shooter was gone and Coleman, who lived in Highland, Indiana, was dead in an office. There was a large manhunt involving multiple departments. Johnson was arrested nearly 2 weeks later in Chicago. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Police in Northwest suburbs responding to an ongoing situation happening in Schiller Park. According to a social media post, officers were called to Ruby near Ivanhoe for some kind of incident. Police announced, though, that everything was under control, but have not provided any more details as to why officers were there. We'll continue to update you on the situation. A Southwest suburban woman, with the help of Chicago doctors, was able to reclaim her voice after surviving a life-changing bicycle accident.
Lamont resident Linda Budziak was nearing the end of her bike ride in Indiana with friends when it began raining and she lost control of her bicycle and fell, causing a traumatic brain injury. She was in a
city
coma
worker
for more
right
than
there.
a week, and when she woke up,
probably day 10.
City workers right there, right across from them doing drugs.
Talk, but I
See that?
understand.
So what did I say? Is Brandon Johnson getting reelected? Absolutely. Did you see the drug addicts? You see the city worker? She ain't doing her job.
I have an available campaign for money.
So guess what? Those 5 people on the sidewalk and the city worker might even get them to do their absentee ballots, send them in, and it'll be like LA. They'll win miraculously, right? They'll get 40,000 votes from magic. You got how that works? The city worker will then get the drug addict signature. She'll say, you know why? And she'll say this: did I mess with you? They'll say, no. I said, sign this voter registration. That's how that works. Did I let you do your drugs? Yeah. And then guess what? When Brandon gets elected, he'll all lock him up. Like they did where? In Logan Square. Once the developer or somebody says get rid of him, they'll get rid of you instantly. When before they getting rid of you, they say they can't get rid of the homeless. I'm going to get you that propane video. There's a video where the lady's calling and she says, you need to get, and the dispatcher says, we cannot remove homeless people. We can't remove them. That guy didn't stop at the stop sign. See that there? Yet what? When the developer says get rid of them, what happens? They get rid of them. If a developer wanted this land cleared out, it'd be cleared out in a minute. Right? There's a guy. These are gangbangers out here, right? On this side. Low connection. All right, let's go see what these guys are. I ain't afraid of these guys. If you're afraid of criminals and gangs, then that's the end of it, right? There we go. And then we're gonna go ahead. There's a guy sleeping right there. See that there? He's sleeping right there. See that there? It's a little less tense. Why? Because it's a little less money. It's in the middle of the month. Watch. In a week, there's gonna be more tense here. You got that? That's how this works, right? See, that's a white lady there, right? There you go, right? See all the tents, how they move around? They get new tents, old tents. How does that happen? Where does the tents go? So you're what? You get a tent and then you move around? You say, yeah, John, you don't know homelessness? I said, yeah, I don't know about that one. Homeless people usually stay in one area. It's easier for them. You get the money from one area, right? If you're a drug addict, you get your drugs in one area. So what does that tell you? This is something else. This is not what you think of as something that's happening that you know from your past, right? It's orchestrated. It's orchestrated. It's like that Logan Square encampment. Maybe we'll go up there. That'll be the next place we go to. There you go. There's another drug addict. Huh? There's drug addicts right there. You see them in front of you there? 3 of them. There's one right there. See that one walking there? That's a drug addict right here.
Association is here to help. Talk to an attorney for free on Saturday, June 20th from 9
That's a girl, right? That's the one that was laying on the sidewalk by the Lake Street over there. And there are a whole bunch of them sitting in the alley over there.
Association on Saturday, June 20th from 9 a.m.
And it's just in the radio calls, right? See what we missed. I think we got on at 5 o'clock, right? That's just some radio calls, right? See what we missed, right?
I drive a Lakeshore Drive unit for Jackson and Lakeshore Drive southbound. Supposed to be a female in a navy blue or dark gray van sitting in the middle of the drive.
3215, you can drop them on bus.
Alright, 1510 for things.
Sure, ticket van 09465, 09465.
3230.
So that's where we're gonna head. We're gonna go check out that encampment.
All the way around. I was doing those IDAT studies. I'm done.
Man, how many guys you got hanging around here at 1711? Look at that. They must make a lot of money.
The time is 1700 hours on the 18th day of June.
They must make a lot of money out of it.
Radio is clear.
They got 1, 2.
Adam and boy.
They got a ton of people out here.
Get the event number for UIC Halstead platform. Blue line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yeah, PH1 CY1. You show us landing at Midway for fuel.
7 people out here, right?
7380.
Oh, did I tell everybody I got the information on the stabbing that was on Stitcher? I just haven't had enough time to write that article up.
09525.
I got all the information. I got mugshot. Man, there's 7 people standing out there. You want? I don't want to change my camera because these guys are watching me. There's a dude sitting here. He's got the cleanest white shoes that anybody can even own. Brand new, clean white Nikes. Clean. Super clean, like they're out of the box. Well, he might got them out of the box if they do boosting right. All right?
83 Charlie gun. 09537, 09537.
They all have brand new shoes. This guy's getting on his motorcycle over there, right?
M7.
Come on, number for the South Harbor and for
they do drug dealing out here, right?
09563 and 09565.
I just don't want to start no trouble because I'm stuck in traffic and you got knuckleheads here that don't know how to drive, right? I want to stay safe. That's what I want to stay, right?
09567, 09567.
Then they hang around this place. They stab each other and fight over here at the taco.
741 West 31st, 741 West 31st, that's the CVS Pharmacy. Complainant states there's a female threatening him after he was booted. Female's calling another...
09569, 09569.
These are migrants there mostly.
9 on the citywide, the assault in progress. 741 West 31st, 741 West 31st, that's the CVS Pharmacy. Complainant states there's a female threatening him after he was booted. Female's calling another male on the phone. She's wearing a pink hoodie, drives a Ford Escape with a plate of George Boy 27326. 9th District, Zone 13.
3 West.
I'm fine.
Here, get one for South Branch, please.
Sure, it's going to be 09605. 09605.
7-4, thank you.
Those are migrants there.
Do I have an available canine for a money sniff in Logan Square?
And you got a migrant lady with her kids right there. See that right there?
4758, thank you. The requester is going to be 6550 Charlie.
Nice.
87 Adam. 87 Adam. 79 going westbound from Cottage. 09617. 09617.
Alright, that's to be event 09646. 09646. 44. 4744.
Take that money sniff at Logan Square from 4758.
Oh, okay. Alright, 10-4. And he knows about it?
That's fine. I got it.
Alright, 10-4, thank you. I have a Lakeshore Drive unit for Jackson and Lakeshore Drive southbound. It's supposed to be a female in a navy blue or dark green man sitting in the middle of the drive.
24 2 burglary in progress, 6000 North Kenmore. Anonymous person calls again. He says, saw 3 males and a female breaking into an apartment. Offenders entered through the window. Female has braids, male has braids, and the last male has an afro. This partition hold up.
George.
Number for Jackson and Bella.
Alright, that's going to be 09678. 09678.
387 Adam.
87 Adam.
Zero 9707 09707. 83 Adam.
83 Adam.
Number 4, red line at 95th Street.
097.
He was the best. 73 point.
83 point.
I'll be paying up for 79 for nowhere loud, please.
097.
383 item.
7383 item.
The numbers for Chicago red line, please.
Take event number 09742. 09742.
I think we're caught up on our radio calls, huh?
383 Eddie.
7383 again. Eddie.
Can I get a 30-minute red line check, please?
5:17 p.m. Thursday afternoon, June 18, 2026. Downtown Chicago. Ready to go? What's up, Marietta? We're just doing the usual, you know that. Running around, talking. How you doing, Marietta? Good, good. Man, it's really empty today. You want to see them dealing drugs out there? They deal drugs all up, and there's 3 guys in front of there. It's never ending. And drugs is drugs. Drugs is like kind of a service industry. It's like a restaurant, right? It's not really producing anything. You're just collecting somebody's money. When you're producing something, it's like steel or lumber and those kind of things, right? I mean, that's my ideas. So you get my idea of what industry is, right? Keep moving? Yeah, there we go. So you guys want to go see that one spot? Yeah, let's go to that. There's a bunch of guys hanging around these this area here. Yeah, we'll travel around a little bit. Let's go make our way to Logan Square maybe today. We'll check out Milwaukee Avenue and all that. See if there's any business going on up there. How about that? Is that good? That's good. Just came across the news. Carlos Mencia charged with 12 felony counts of tax evasion. I don't even know who the guy is. Keep moving, right? Yeah, can anybody ever explain that to me? What I was talking about earlier? Why people equate being poor with crime? Why does that happen? Even Brandon Johnson says it all the time, and as you listen to his speeches, investment, divestment, years. He equates having money with crime. He does it. Listen to his speeches. Listen to his speeches. It's weird. I don't even get that. So he kind of saying poor people are criminals. I don't even get that. I don't even understand why he would say that. Listen to his speeches really carefully. He says crime is because of divestment. So that means you have to give people money so they don't do crime. That don't even make sense. I've been tracking that for a few years. I remember once I was listening to one of his speeches and I'm like, what? Don't they like, isn't that group that says you shouldn't, what you may call it, people? What do you call it? Like, what do you say it, right? You're not supposed to, profile people. No, isn't that what that group says? They say you don't profile, but then he says, people don't have money, that's why they do crime. That's why they murder people. Like, huh? What? Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. That don't even make sense to say stuff like that. Alright, where are we going here? Maybe we'll go a little bit south and cut across here. Oh, that's what we're doing, because it's packed here. And some people live in Chicago, in the downtown area, and they don't want to be here. Alright, well, how are we going to get across? Maybe we'll take Harrison across. We'll take Harrison west. That was just over. Maybe we'll check out Harrison. How about that? How about we take a ride on Harrison? There's a lot of stuff that happens on Harrison. Maybe you guys want to see if the hookers are working today or something? I don't know. Let's go check stuff out. How about that? And we'll hear if something comes out over the radio, right?
Frequency mode.
There you go. That restaurant's closed. Again, commerce. That's a commerce thing, right? They don't make stuff, they sell stuff, right? So that means what? There's no money coming in.
Getting a battery in progress over in Foster Park. 84th and Loomis and 84th. Closer to the track field, apparently there is 15 to 20 teenagers that are fighting.
20 units to 9 on the citywide. This person with a knife, 5212 South Winchester. This is per witness account. There's a male black in his 40s wearing all black clothing. He was following a female, possibly had robbed her. He fled westbound on foot. 5212 South Winchester. That's per the witness account. Your victim should be standing northbound or was last seen northbound on Winchester. This is 9th District on
15 to 20 teenagers fighting at Foster Park on South Loomis.
Yeah, okay, one day by one. We're going to be heading back base for swap. Okay, no.
20 units to 9 on the citywide.
This is citywide 24th District, better in progress. Howard and Blind, Plain Howard, 3 males,
There's a male black in his 40s wearing all black clothing.
Next to the red line, no further.
Possibly had robbed her. He fled westbound on foot. 5212 South Winchester. That's per the witness account.
Want to see if they fixed the concrete that we did the other day?
Northbound or was last seen northbound on Winchester. This is 9th District on 13.
Yeah, okay, one day by one. We're going to be heading back base for crew swap.
Okay, no.
Sam?
This is citywide 24th District, better in progress. Howard and Plain Howard, 3 males, 1 male.
You up one on Howard?
To the red line, no further.
Batter in progress. Good.
This is Howard and Paulina. 3 males, 1 next to the red line. Dennis and 19 City Wagon and accept the practice in progress.
Thanks for telling me.
Caller says there's a male black one has red.
You up one on Howard?
They're out front of the store. And because
Batter in progress.
their cars so they can steal money. No further than 19.
This is Howard and Paulina. 3 males, 1 next to the red line.
There you go. Howard and Paulina.
Dennis and 19 City Wagon and deceptive practice in progress over at Walgreens, 2500 North Clark. Caller says there's 2 male blacks, 1 has red. They're out front of the stores and my customers having to swipe their cards so they can steal their money. No further than 19.
Howard Redline by Paulina, 3 beating 1.
87 board.
For bus ride around Michigan, if you head northbound, South Carolina.
09866, 09866.
Deceptive practices, that's by Wrigley Field, right? What were they doing? Taking their credit card information?
87 board.
For bus ride around Michigan, if you head northbound, South Carolina.
Red light, 69th Street.
09866, 09866.
09869, 09869.
What was that? Deceptive practices? 25 Clark, right?
This is citywide 24th District, better in progress. Howard and Plain Howard, 3 males, 1 male. Next to the red line, no further. That's it, 24th District. Oh, what's that?
You up one on Howard?
Batter in progress.
Good.
This is Howard and Paulina. 3 males, 1 next to the red line.
Dennis and 19 City Wagon and deceptive practice in progress over at Walgreens, 2500 North Clark. Caller says there's 2 male blacks, 1 has red. They're out front of the store scamming customers, having to swipe their cards so they can steal their money. No further, this is 19.
Practices Walgreens, 2500 North Clark. They're having people swipe their cards to steal their money.
Units on the citywide for the person 95 to slow down. Also for the units of 9 on the citywide attempted progress at the Walgreens, 316 West Cermac. 316 West Cermac is a female Hispanic wearing a black, white, red, and pink undershirt. And she shoplifted at the Walgreens. Cermac, this is on 13.
Where at? Female Hispanic stealing from the Walgreens. Walgreens, right?
And for the units on the citywide for the person 95212 Chesapeake slow down. Also for the units of 9 on the citywide attempted progress at the Walgreens, 316 West Cermac. 316 West Cermac, there's a female Hispanic wearing a black, white, red, and pink undershirt. And she shoplifted. That's at the Walgreens, 316 West Cermac. This is on 13.
Looks like they're fixing up this road a little bit here, maybe. I don't know. We're caught up on the radio calls. Oh, 31. Oh, man, we missed the news again. Oh, man, I keep missing it. Sorry.
Diversity and inclusion right here. Right here. And God has blessed me to be a part of it. Like I said, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious excited.
She calls this a full circle moment since she went to the 2008 Obama inauguration in Washington, D.C. Many of the people we spoke to here were there or at the Brighton Park election night party, wearing gear from that campaign or the color purple. They stressed the history of having the presidential center in Chicago in the Southside neighborhood where the former First Lady on the Midway Plays On, Nancy Harding, News Radio 105.9 WBAM. Former First Lady Michelle Obama invited people from her hometown to integrate the Obama Presidential Center into their lives. During her remarks at the grand opening ceremony for the museum complex, Bruce Springsteen and John Legend joined native Chicagoan Jennifer Hudson and Common on stage. She performed during the ceremony for the center dedicated to the former president's history-making journey to the White House. In her speech, Mrs. Obama told the crowd that the museum features a playground, a public library, and a vegetable garden, which are all designed to foster community.
To my fellow Southsiders, I want you all to make this campus a part of your lives. Be inspired by the miracles. Check out the books from our beautiful public library and bring them back on time.
The complex formally opens to the public tomorrow. Chicago taxpayers could kick in $425 million to support the privately funded soccer stadium along the Chicago River. This is a proposal this week from Mayor Johnson.
This neighborhood has sat dormant through multiple administrations.
And the mayor says fire owner Joe Mansueto's commitment to build the future McDonald's Park with his own money should be backed up with a similar commitment from the city.
Anytime that we can attract private entity to put skin in the game, and then we put skin in the game to build out infrastructure that's literally going to generate revenue for generations to come.
For units in 9 on the citywide first with the 93123 West 42nd Place.
Upgrading nearby roads and metro tracks, improving the retaining wall along the south branch of the Chicago River, and building a new city-owned parking garage. McDonald's Park is set to anchor developer Royal West's decade-long effort to create a new area of restaurants,
we own this now.
Called the 78 south of Roosevelt Road.
We own the ground
now goes
station.
before City Council.
There you go,
Jeff
man.
Buckles,
What
News
do you
Radio
think?
105.
Good investment.
WBB.
5:34 now to the latest in Iran. Vice President J.D. Vance appeared in the White House briefing room
to take questions about the U.S. agreement with Iran, which Vance says is now in effect.
Pushing back against critics of the deal, whom he cast as wanting the war to continue, the vice president said he didn't know if Iran can be trusted to change its behavior. But isn't it worth trying? The memorandum of understanding
bought
the
this
U.S.
place.
waiving sanctions
Think
and
it's a
dropping
good
its
investment?
blockade to allow
We need a
Iran
bus
to leave
station,
and sell
that's
its
for
oil.
sure, but you need
Still,
to
J.D. Vance insists the
you
U.S. has
monitor
Iran
what they
in
do out
economic
here, man.
chokehold. While Iran's broader malign
Had a guy
activities
killed
are not
here right in
specifically
front of the
mentioned in
place.
MOU, Vance indicated the U.S. might strike Iran again if it begins
Somebody was
funding
murdered
terrorism.
right there, right in front of the place.
Portnoy,
Yeah,
ABC
look it
News,
up.
the White House.
Well, at the same time, it appears that gas prices may have started to slowly fall after that tentative agreement.
Murdered in front of a Greyhound station, Chicago.
Trying to deal with Iran.
Murder.
For the first time since March, the average cost for a regular gallon of gas is below $4.
Chicago police has arrested suspect in Greyhound employee's murder outside the Greyhound station. Right there. So where's the security?
Gas prices that stay below $4 a gallon.
Weird, right?
And it could mean diesel prices also see a fall below the $5 mark.
Gas money analyst Patrick DeHaan was cautiously optimistic. President Trump touted a drop while announcing the deal yesterday.
Oil is dropping like it has never dropped before.
But U.S. crude oil prices are still about $13 a barrel.
I'll have to write that up. I'm going to put this in my note in my video, so bear with me. Make sure that I mentioned that there was a murder at the Greyhound station that we just purchased as a city. And again, that's a public space transportation system. It's like the AK-47 attack in O'Hare. These are the first time these incidents ever happened in our city of Chicago, and they all happened under Brandon Johnson.
Lebanon as long as it's necessary. That really that could potentially complicate things because that memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran really calls for an end to the hostilities in Lebanon. However, when the vice president got asked this question, particularly about the internal frustrations that the Israeli prime minister had been voicing in private, he gave a pretty stark warning. It really caught my attention and caught the attention of others in the room. He pointed out that President Trump remains the only head of state in the world that is sympathetic to Israel right now, and basically saying to Israel, the U.S. is your only friend in the world at this moment.
Over the past 2.5 years, Israel has taken control of parts of Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria with plans to stay indefinitely. Traffic, weather, low gas prices next.
Chicagoland. If you're ready to drive, choose Patrick Cars. Right now, finance for 0% APR up to 60 months on select 2026 models from PatrickCars.com.
Taking care of you every day. That's the Patrick promise.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696. Now, the lowest gas prices from News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com, where Ford employee pricing is back. Pay the same low price employees pay. Let's get crazy low interest rates on most new Ford models. On Cicero on 149th is gas for $3.47 a gallon. In Cicero, the Citgo on 31st and Laramie has gas for $3.59. Still ahead.
This is Mike Krauser. The city of Joliet settles a class action lawsuit alleging it set a trap for truckers, fined them, and then tried them in the wrong venue.
That's on the way, but first let's get A check of the roads with Neil Fiorito.
All right, we have a jackknife semi, it looks like, along I-80 eastbound at Harlem Avenue. For right now, looking at our cameras, it looks like just the right lane is blocked, but really crowded getting through 80 eastbound from 355 over to Harlem Avenue in Tinley Park. Avoid it if you can. Get down to US 30. Maybe use that to avoid the eastbound side of I-80. Delays on 8094 in Northwest Indiana. Westbound in spots from Central to the Ford. Eastbound traffic from the Ford over to Calumet. 94 seeing some delays to the work zone. Eastbound, passing State Road 49 before US 421.
I-80 eastbound by Harlem. Truck crash.
On the Edens, we're getting a little bit better. Just under 40 minutes in now from Lake Cook to the junction. Kennedy inbound heavy from Cumberland to pass the Wintrust Mural near North Avenue. An hour 15 in. You're 52 out, so you're under an hour on the outbound side. Eisenhower in at hour 12. We're getting better there. 1 hour to the Jane Addams Tollway. On the Stevenson Expressway, 52 in, 55 out. The Dan Ryan about 25 outbound, close to 30 minutes in from the merge into downtown. 57, just a 3-minute delay out. 18 to I-80, about 30 minutes on the outbound Bishop Ford. 17 in between 8094 and the Dan Ryan. We saw the Lakeshore Drive delays on either side, northbound from Soldier Field to Chicago Avenue. Heavy spots southbound north down to Roosevelt and past 47th to Hayes. Most of the tollways pretty active, but any trouble spots we had gone. A crash cleared on the Tri-State southbound at the Lake Forest Oasis. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 548, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather, it's going to turn out clear and comfortable for tonight while below around 57. A lot of sunshine tomorrow for Juneteenth. It'll be a nice afternoon with a high up to around 78 degrees as the humidity will be pretty low. Some clouds tomorrow night. There might be a stray shower late, low to 60. And then for Saturday, a nice day with sunshine and a few clouds and a high close to 80. 71 degrees right now at O'Hare, 73 at Midway, 71 in Highland Park, 65 at the lakefront, going down to 57 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It is 5:41. The city of Joliet will pay $2 million to settle a class action lawsuit over ticketing overweight and over-length trucks.
More than 5,000 tickets issued between 2018 and 2023 at $750 each are part of the settlement. They were challenged because the cases were heard by administrative judges working for the city, and the truckers successfully argued they should have been heard in circuit court. They should have had that option. Interim City Attorney Todd Lindsay.
The ink's not dry on the settlement, so I can't speak too much about exact facts of the case. Essentially, the complaint said that we took it to administrative adjudication, and we did not have authority to do that.
The $2 million is about half the total, and it could have been much higher if not for a 5-year statute of limitations limiting the number of tickets that could be challenged. The lawsuit alleged the city essentially set a trap for truckers and collected millions in fines.
Old Cook County Hospital.
105.9 WBBM.
It is
the hotel now, the Hyatt.
Freshman and leader Grace Williamski.
The Hyatt.
Writer Cecilia Frank.
It's a hotel. See, that's good gentrification when they take something that's really old, really junky, and they make something nice. That's good gentrification.
Today, so big thank you to everyone who worked today in the newsroom. It's 5:42.
Business never stands still.
Some radio calls. What do you guys think?
For 25 years, we've helped you follow the money through bills, buses, and big ideas. Now the pace of commerce is even faster. New technology and new ways of doing business. Our mission hasn't changed. Helping you understand your money, earning more of it, and keeping more of it. Celebrating 25 years.
There's a hostage situation in Franklin Park. I don't know if it's resolved yet.
Ready to treat your skin and your body. Save big on Olay Skincare at Walgreens. Right now, when you spend $45 on Olay Skincare, you'll get $15 in Walgreens cash rewards. Plus, check out the Walgreens app for additional savings. Glow your way all summer long. Offer valid June 14th through June 20th. Spend threshold excludes tax. Walgreens cash rewards limit applies. Restrictions apply. See app for details.
Are you a Lego fan? Then don't miss the Brick World Lego Exposition June 20th and 21st at the Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center. See 125,000 square feet of amazing Lego creations, unique Lego vendors, and displays built by fans from all over the world. From the graffiti wall to the interactive city to the play brick area, Brick World Chicago has something for Lego fans fans of all ages. Use coupon code 2026 to save $2 on every ticket you pre-purchase at brickworld.com. Don't miss the Brick World Lego Exposition this weekend at the Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center.
At Malman Law, we know that when nursing home and assisted living facilities become careless, someone has to read between the lines. Bed sores, broken bones, medication errors,
So you hear a city of Joliet, what? was entrapping truckers. That's sad when you're ripping off businesses. I get it, we need to be careful and we need to watch people and we need to enforce the law, but when you're setting up traps against businesses, yeah, that's pretty bad there. And that's not bad, $2 million, that's all they have to pay. That's pretty cheap. Alrighty, so we'll go back to 5:30 on the radio calls. I think we're around here.
87.1.
For bus ride around Michigan, maybe head northbound from Drive.
098. 098. And for the units on the citywide for the person 95212 just take a slow down. Also for the units to 9 on citywide attempted progress at the Walgreens, 316 West Cermak.
They heard that.
316 West Cermak, there's a female Hispanic wearing a black, white, red, and pink undershirt. And she shoplifting. That's at the Walgreens, 316 West Cermak. This is on 13.
We heard that.
83 item.
83 item.
You show us on line 12 to the Dearborn.
Alright, 09915. 88.
Get a blue line, take a just on part 2.
Take it to 09943.
What's that?
10091.
Big one.
83 boy.
Just give me a even number for 79 to around line 4 to start.
09930. For unit to 9 on the citywide person with a knife, 3123 West 42nd Place. 3123 West 42nd Place. Caller says she's being followed by a male with a knife. His name is Brian, so he's a known offender and he's wearing all black clothing. They're on foot from 3123 West 42nd Place. Person knife district no 13.
87 Adam.
87 Adam.
Right on 79 Butters going eastbound from Wilcox.
Check again number 09950 09950.
383 George.
84 George?
383 George.
83 George.
Contact and move up line.
I said, where on what red line? Check it there, 09959.
83 Frank.
83 Frank.
83 Frank. Front line check, Roseville.
09963. 09963.
88 Adam.
88 Adam.
Numbers for Jeff Park Blue Line.
09997. 09997.
383 David.
83 David.
There's a shelter here. They sell a lot of drugs out here. A couple of people were shot out here.
Findings for the person's gun with BB guns at 4400 Southwood, 924 20 down. Pull it down, unit 44 Wood. This is on 13.
Yo, man. They sell drugs out there. There's a couple of people shot over here.
19 boys that call. Put me down at Roosevelt, Indiana, assisting Cook County. 73 can I get a stop at 35th?
Lexington, man, it's a dangerous block here, man.
10091.
83 Henry.
83 Henry, go.
West side, man, they're all in the back there, see? There's a whole bunch of dudes in that alley right there. Like a lot of dudes.
0095.
Yeah, you gotta be careful around here, man. Don't take a wrong turn.
83 Charlie.
Another one at 59.
Take it in 10106. 10106. Adam unit.
Close church, right?
I'm sorry, man. What's your call sign again? 87 Adam.
Oh man, I just go into the wrong block here.
Take it in 10119. 10119.
Man, they blocking traffic here. I don't even know where the heck I'm at. See that there? You can't get through. And you gotta see. Look at this. This whole house is abandoned here. See that? That whole house is abandoned. It's an abandoned house, and you can't get through the block here, right? See that? We got enough housing in the city.
7388.
Yeah, check for Racine Blue Line, please.
10136. 10136.
Yeah, watch yourself out here, man. They're selling stuff right there. It is what it is. You want me? I'll drive there, go around the block. I'll show you. It is what it is. Whatever. That's all I gotta say. The point I try to make is it's unsafe. That's how people get shot. That's how people get hurt, right? It's a little damn dangerous around here. This damn mayor, man, he ain't fixing nothing. He thinks that dude, man, he's a dangerous individual, our mayor. That's all I got to say, man. I'm looking around, I'm like, yeah, then none of this should be going on. Open up some buildings, open up some businesses, do something, man. It's just completely off the hook. Man, there's people standing right there. They're nodding out. There, man. There's a bunch of dudes nodding out right there. See that there? It's all over, man. So why don't you open up a drug whatever, man? I don't care. And the shelter is right up here, right? Open something up, man. I don't care. Kick in an abandoned building or something, man. Staying on streets doing drugs is not a good thing for your health. It really isn't. And then you got little kids around here. See that there? You got little kids all around here, right? See that? You got kids coming home from whatever they're doing, and they got to deal with this stuff, right? They had a shooting right there, right? Right? Half a block by that alley, older woman and a young guy was shot right in the middle of the street there. Machine gun fire. That was about 50 or 60 bullet casings out there. That's Flournoy, right? It was California, Flournoy. Look it up. I was out here. I was one of the first on scene. Some of these shootings out here, no one comes to because they're scared of them. Some of these, you come to them, there's no one out here because they don't want to be here. It's very dangerous, especially at night. It's dangerous at night. Even the cops tell you, don't be around here. Alright, we're going to try some music too, or what? I tried to do a speaker, and I forgot it at home. I'm gonna set up a new system in my car where I play the music in the background, and we listen to the radio calls. If I do it on the phone, what happens is the radio calls cut out the music, and then I have to keep reinstituting it. It's kind of a headache, man. It is what it is. At least they're in a courtyard there, man. I could care less if somebody is in a courtyard, a yard, backyard, even in a park away from kids. I'm to that point. You're doing something in a park and it's away from kids, and you're not around kids where kids can get hurt, and it's all right with me. That's how far I'll go. But this street stuff, man, that's where a lot of this killing stuff happens. I know people won't agree with me when I just said that, but hey, The reality is the reality. There's nothing else happening here to handle this thing. This is the Kedzie and Harrison station. This is where the El Rukans wanted to attack this place with bazookas. They were making a deal with Gaddafi to buy bazookas and attack this police station. Look it up, El Rukans, Gaddafi.
Take event 10196, 10196. Welcome. Units of Citywide, again, assault in progress, Western and Granville. There's a male aggressively panhandling, angry when he's not getting money, following a female caller to her vehicle, black male, small pro, mid-40s, with a hat and a red jacket on, nothing presidential, 24 zone 11 clear.
Being aggressive, right? Aggressive panhandlers. This used to be the corridor for heroin. Everybody remembers that.
On Citywide, you get the panic alarm from Large Fisheries, 2120 South Canal, 2120 South Canal. They hit the panic alarm from the South Register. This is coming in from the Alarm Company 9th District. South 13.
That's bad. Hopefully they're okay. Panic alarm, Lawrence Fisheries.
353.
7353.
Panic alarm, Lawrence Fisheries on Canal Street.
Howard Red Line, please.
Sure, it's 10215, 10215.
And what was that? Aggressive panhandling. Aggressive panhandling. When the lady said she don't want to give him no money, the guy followed her to the car. Let's see where that was again.
Katie, big boy.
Hey. 7388.
Yeah, check for Racine Blue Line, please.
40 units at 9 and on Citywide, you get the panic alarm from Large Fisheries, 2120.
353.
7353.
Advance Howard Red Line, please.
Sure, it's 10215, 10215. Welcome.
394 Charlie.
40 units at 9 and on. Adam unit. I'm sorry, man. What's your call sign again? 87 Adam. Check it at 10119. 10119. 7388.
Yeah, check for Racine Blue Line, please.
10136. 10136.
83 boy.
83 boy.
Taking number for 79 Royal Line, please.
Check it at 10196. 10196.
Alright, the video's out. I see, huh?
Welcome.